That look like, yeah, I mean amazing stuff. Yeah, I look like I can surf, but I really can't. I just lied.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, crack. Oh, nice. Okay, all right. I give that about a B plus on the.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you're doing good. So for the second time in less than 6 months, I find myself in Mexico City again, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why I'm back here and why I just feel comfortable when anytime I come back to Mexico City. So if you followed my videos sometime last year, I was here in Mexico City for a long stretch of time, and I really had a good time here. But towards the end of my stay, it kind of felt like I was needing something else, and that's when I went over to Albania and spent a long time there, where I did a lot of videos, and some of you might even have found this channel because of my Albania videos. But now that I spent some time in Albania, I'm back in Mexico City again, and I'm gonna tell you why. So the more I remove myself from the US, the more I stay outside of the US, and this applies to a lot of people who travels, a lot of people who, you know, spend a good deal of time outside the US. The more I spend time outside of the country, when I go back, I just find that I just don't fit in anymore. Like, it's not the same. So I've been back in the US twice after my trips. The first time when I was in Mexico City, went back to the US, and I was in the US for a good amount of time, not a good amount of time, what am I saying? I was in the US for about 5 days. And those 5 days felt like the longest 5 days of my entire life. So when I went to Albania and came back, I came back to the US again because I had some things I needed to take care of. So I was in the US for about a month, for a whole month. And in that 1 month, I realized that living in the US may not be for me permanently. I mean, I am very glad, I'm very grateful that I even get to live in the US. As some of you may know, I'm not from the US, I'm Nigerian, but I've lived in the US now going on 6 years. And in those 6 years, you realize that a lot of the things that people allow to become part of their daily lives, it's just not normal. These are not normal things that people do. You know, in the system, you are taught that you have to work every day, you have to work 12-hour days, you have to, you know, make a good deal of money, be part of the 1%. And you just realize that you keep chasing all these things, you keep chasing and chasing and chasing, and the chase just never ends. It just never ends, to the point that, you know, people start getting depressed, people start, you know, just digging themselves in this hole that they can never get out of. And that's not something that I want to, you know, be part of my story. So this is what happens in the United States. People start digging themselves in this hole. Of course, I'm very grateful that I even get to, you know, be part of that society by association. But a lot of times people just don't realize that this is not supposed to be what life is, right? Of course, one should work hard, one should, you know, strive for more. I'm at this intersection right now. You have to be careful if you're walking around in Mexico City. So a lot of people just find themselves working every day, just, you know, digging themselves in this hole, getting all this, you know, high-paying jobs, only to realize that you still have to spend a lot of money, and that money is just never enough. And for me, the way I like to live my life, I don't want to work to live. I want to live fully, to really enjoy the things that this, you know, this beautiful planet we have has to offer us, right? And a lot of people don't realize that until you get outside of that, little bubble, it's like this veil will be lifted off your face. And I was talking to a few people when I came back to the US the last time, and a lot of people ask me all the time, like, how do you do this? What is the intention behind it? What is the motive behind it? And my response is always the same. There's no motive behind it. The only motive whatsoever is that I want to live fully. I want to enjoy life. I want to, be able to look back when I'm 70 years old. That's a police car right there. I want to be able to, it's so dark. I want to be able to look back when I'm 70 years old and be able to beat my chest and be confident that I did all the right things. And that's what I think people should strive for. So I'm back in Mexico City, and why am I here? Mexico City is such a beautiful place. The first time it felt a little overwhelming because there's so much to learn. I mean, people have been here 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, and they still find new things to do every single day. And if you are looking to come here, you just have to understand that it's a very big place, and you need to learn the language. Of course, you need to take your time. If you want to do everything in one day, it's just not possible. It's impossible to do everything in one day, and you just have to take it slowly, day after day. And now that I'm back the second time, I feel like I've been able to find my way around. I can find my way around quite easily without needing like Google Maps, and I don't need to be part of a group in order to really enjoy here. I know exactly where to go, what to do at any point in time. And if you are in the central area as well, you'll realize that a lot of the nice places that you can go to as a tourist, they're just within a short distance of the city. Like if you right now I'm in Juarez, and if I want to get to like Roma Norte, for example, I just need to probably walk about 20 minutes. And if I want to go anywhere, Condesa, I mean, Uber rides are like probably $2-3, sometimes $5, which isn't bad. I mean, I try to stay away from saying the word cheap, because what's cheap to me or to anyone might actually be quite expensive for another person. So cheap is not a word, I would say, for me or for most people who come here for from the United States or some of the Western countries. It's affordable, and that's one of the things why I love about here. Everything is so accessible. I mean, the city is so green. You can pretty much walk everywhere. I've been doing so much walking now that I'm here, that I've ever done. When I'm ever anywhere. I thought I was walking back in Albania, but here it's just super nice to walk. I mean, look at the streets right now. Everything is so green, it's so lush. There's pedestrian walkway everywhere. So if you are thinking about coming to Mexico City, I would definitely recommend it. And before I came to Mexico City, I was in Puerto Vallarta for just for a few weeks, about 2 weeks. I was in Sayulita for about 2 weeks as well. And even though, like, if you are wanting to be closer to nature, wanting to be at the beach all day, see incredible sunsets, I would definitely recommend it. But if you need to work, and if you're someone like me, basically, I wouldn't recommend staying there for longer. At least for me, I wasn't able to get anything done. So I would highly recommend that you stay in the city, because if you're a digital nomad and you work, you don't necessarily have to like own your business. You could be working in 9 to 5. I know a lot of people who do that, and Mexico City just feels like the perfect place for you to like do all of those things without having to worry about it's so bright behind me, without having to worry about like internet and connectivity and infrastructure and all of these things. So let me walk that way, see if I can take advantage of this sun right here. So that's one of the reasons why I'm here. And there's so many things to do. Like yesterday I was in Xochimilco, which is like an hour outside of Mexico City, for a boat ride, and that boat ride was incredible. I mean, I went with some friends that I met here, and there's so many things to see. If you're that type of person who loves to be like outside and do stuff, you can easily go in like Facebook groups and do stuff like that. So when you take all of these things into perspective, it just feels like the perfect place to come to. And that's basically why I'm back here. That's basically why I'm back in Mexico City. And in the near future, if I eventually decide to settle down, this is one of the places that I might consider. Even though I'm not traditionally the person who loves to, you know, live in big cities, I just feel like this is not overwhelming as a lot of other cities like New York and DC and all these places that I've been to. So this is a very perfect place for me. And if you are thinking about it, definitely come and let me know in the comment box down below if, you know, you'd like to come here and we can chat it up. And as well, I'll be going back to Albania in about a month or two, so I'll be doing a lot of Albania content. If you're in Albania, plans to come to Albania, let me know in the comment box down below some of the things that you want me to, that you may want me to make videos about, and I'll be sure to do that. So you can connect with me on Instagram if Daniel did, and I hope to see you in the next one.